people who know them best.
My parents want us to study, but also to have fun. They remind us all the time that school is important, and that we should do our homework, but also make sure that we do things like basketball and TV. In fact, if we don't do our homework, they sometimes take away things like TV and iPad. But they are also pretty fair, and realize that some nights are pretty busy and it's not our fault. They show us that a job and work is important, but that it isn't the only thing in life. And it is important to enjoy what you do. They kind of bridge these different parts of life, and want us to have such bridges too.
I have different groups of friends. I have friends from Maimonides, friends from Bethlehem, friends from the GCC, and friends from Omaha. And friends are pretty different from each other. In fact, many of them don't even know each other. But my teacher pointed out recently that I am good friends with all of them. Just as my parents are like a bridge between different parts of the community, I am like a bridge between my different groups of friends.
My parents like to balance work and family. They like to exercise and they like to relax. They emphasize to us the importance of both Jewish studies and general studies. Sometimes they want us to grow up, but they also want us to stay young. In some ways, they're also different from each other. Mom isn't that strict, and Dad is definitely stricter. When it comes to our homework, Mom is more likely to help us out, but Dad wants us to figure it out on our own. But even in things that they are different, together as a couple, as a family, they are like a bridge combining both. Maimonides the rabbi was also a doctor. He was an author and a community leader. He balanced a lot of different things. Our school tries to be like that too, bridging and balancing and connecting many different things. This year's Maimonides Award is a bridge that has 4 lanes on it. My parents are like that bridge that keeps it all together, connecting both sides so that us 4 Gurocks kids can cross back and forth from one side to another.
Here you go.
This is your cue to step forward.
Sophie, come to the front. Go to the front.
Stand in front of the here. Stand in front here so I can get it.
Everybody get in.
1, 2, 3.
Josh will be representing his speech, but I'll stand.
Good?
Yeah.
Everybody can you hear me in the back? All right, good. Wow, thank you so much, everybody. And really, thank you for finding the Eisen stocks and having them speak for us. That's like Rabbi Gross. That's an amazing, it really was very meaningful to us. I also want to thank, of course, Rabbi Yisrael Rubin, Rabbi Rachel Rubin, Rabbi Mendel, and Razi Rubin for this award tonight. All of the teachers, see you guys over there, the faculty of the Maimonides School, and of course, Deanie Gordon for her hard and tireless work on the Chidon. The hours that you've put in, both for our children and everyone else in the community, is absolutely amazing. I want to also recognize your father, Avi. I did know him for a short period of time, and he was absolutely an amazing man, and I feel honored that we are being mentioned and honored along with him. I also want to recognize my family who's not here tonight. Amanda's parents, Candy and Jerry Mack. My parents, Noah and Peggy Gurocks. My siblings, Esty, Ellie, Yona, as well as Amanda's siblings, Jeff and Julie, and all of our cousins spread around the country who are all supportive of us. I want to thank Rabbi Feldman, Rabbi Bonzer for their support since we've moved here. I, of course, want to support our, and thank our friends for coming out tonight, the Resnicks, and of course, Chana Resnick. The Grabers, especially for Hoosick Falls. The Schwartzes for their Kiddush Cup recommendation. The Israels for basketball games. The Kovaches, many others that have come here tonight, including the Rosenblums, of course, who are our closest neighbors and have created a party house across the street so that we can share the pleasure now.
We're going to use your bridge award.
The bridge award will connect the two houses. I've been talking about this since we moved in, to bridge and cross the street. So a fool and a wise man were once walking together through a cemetery when they came upon a rather large tombstone. The stone told of the deceased's long line of great and distinguished ancestors. The fool said how he too wished he came from such a lineage. The wise man, however, desired for such a lineage to come from him. When our children reflect back on our lives, what will they see? Will they look to our lives for inspiration, for solving their problems? Will we be for them a lasting influence, or rather just a memory? It would be nice to think that we can be sources of wisdom for our children, that they will bring to us the problems they face, and that they will seek our wise counsel, that in a crisis they will think back and ask, how did mom and dad deal with that? Children do not go to their parents for advice when their parents aren't perceived as really happy. If life is always getting to you, then your kids are not going to ask, how did you manage life? In this week's Parsha, it begins with a commandment from Hashem to Moshe to count the Jewish people. Moshe was also asked to enlist the help of the heads of each tribe. And with you, Moshe, shall be one man from each tribe. Each man should be the head of his family. Explains Rabbi Moshe Chavetz, the head of one's family is someone who is the beginning of a lineage. In other words, someone the children will be proud of. The Torah tells us that Avram would actually seek out guests, strangers, and offer them a meal. This was not the norm then. He was remembered for that. It affected his children and his grandchildren. In fact, even today, the Jewish people are known for their kindness to strangers. We live in a very materialistic society. Many choose to spend their time acquiring objects rather than acquiring their children's admiration. People tend to worry more over bills than over their morals. We tend to get upset with others rather than we apologize. Amanda and I want to thank most of all our wonderful children, Leah, Max, Jacob, and Sophia. They embody all of the positive traits and are our inspirations. They push us to learn more, be more patient, and be willing to help. These are the lessons which we learn from our parents and which we teach our children. It is these same ethics and morals which they learn from the rabbis, teachers, and faculty of the Maimonides School. We hope that the reasons we are being honored tonight, this evening, will be an inspiration to our children, and they will use that as a framework for their future. We hope that by creating a bridge from our past to their future through our actions, we hope that the legacy will be one of kindness, generosity, and giving. We thank you for joining us this evening for this wonderful dinner and for this award. Thank you very much.